I'm your girl, Monica, along with my fabulous Teacup affiliate, Plez. Hey, Plez. Schoolboy in the building. Hey, Schoolboy. And we also have Teacup affiliate out of the DMV, Marcella, joining us tonight. Hey, Marcella.
Hey, guys. Oh, I love that lipstick on you, Plez. I like
Thank
it to match
you.
your sweater. Yeah.
I was going for
Mm-hmm.
my 80s for the browns today. Browns and golds, child.
Is that what kind of mood you in?
I told you I need something to take me back. I was listening to all my good 80s Luther Vandross and everything. Just got paid. Today was a payday. I was in here jamming to Johnny Kemp earlier.
What's your favorite Luther song?
Having a party. Oh my God.
Yeah, that gets you in the mood. You know what?
Bad boy. That's my jam.
My favorite is still Never Too Much.
That's a good one. Look, the last concert, I was talking about it on my Instagram the other day that I missed concerts. The last concert I went to, March the 6th, was in Biloxi, Mississippi. Ruben Studdard sings Luther. Baby, I was standing and dancing the whole time. He gave me a shout out because I was in the front row jamming.
All right, y'all, I'm going to add Bishop to the stream. Good night, Mr. Bishop. How are you?
How y'all doing?
How you doing?
Yeah, ready tonight.
Getting them waves ready.
Bishop, do you read the comments, Bishop? Do you read the comments?
Not all the time. I try to stay in the conversation.
You got some ladies up here saying he's cute. I like the way Bishop looks, don't he, Plez? You got to read these comments.
I appreciate it.
All right, Teacups. First and foremost, if you're not subscribed to the channel, I need you to hit that subscribe button down below. Right down below. If you're already subscribed to the channel, bang that notification bell. And while you're at it, hit that like button because those likes help us out so much. All right, well, Teacups, tonight on the agenda are Scissor sisters, Kenya Moore and LaToya Ali. They hooked up at Cynthia's bachelorette party, child. Let's get into it.
A website called All About the Tea.
She told all about the tea that during the fight.
We're also going to touch on Wendy Williams and her upcoming bioflick because Wendy is alleging that she was sexually assaulted. So I just wanted to review that with y'all. All right. So Kenya Moore and LaToya Ali sitting in a tree. Kissing. What is going on, child? The thirst is real. Anything for a storyline. So a source is exposing that a sexual tryst went down between Kenya and LaToya at Cynthia Bailey's bachelorette party. Now, we didn't hear that news, right? We heard the rumors were Portia and Tanya Sam were getting it in, but we didn't hear about Kenya and LaToya. That was like nowhere. This is the first time you're hearing about it, right?
Right.
I was told that LaToya was the aggressor. Okay. So she was on top, apparently. They were both drunk and things got real raunchy and wet. There was a lot of WAP, is what I was told, quote unquote, everywhere. I am being told that Kenya Moore tried to get ahead of the story by running to the blogs right after they left South Carolina and leaked a story that Portia and Tanya Sam hooked up. Now, did Portia and Tanya get something in? I was told, yeah, something. And the stripper, something happened. There was a lot of noises and stuff coming from that room. So no one, we're all adults here. No one's stupid. Okay, we know what those noises mean, right?
Yes.
How I look at this whole situation, what I'm being told as well, is that Kenya tried to, put it on Portia and Tanya, but really and truly, she was trying to hide the fact that Toya rocked her world. And Kenya did not want to tarnish her Miss USA reputation. Y'all, please sound off on this news. With that pretty smile of yours.
Now, why are you gonna pick me to? Why are you gonna
Blushing.
pick me to go first talking about my friend? I can't talk about my friend like that. I hope it's not true. We'll see it all play out. But if it is true, look, grown people, consenting adults do whatever they want to do. I just want people to be more discreet. We know that you filmed the bachelorette party for the show, but there should have been a bachelorette party after the bachelorette party. You don't do certain things around people who can't hold water. Everybody doesn't operate off of the what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas mentality, because people want attention. They want everybody to know that something secretive happened, that something juicy happened. So, my motto is, even when you're going on a girls trip, girls, get you a room by yourself, because even some of your best friends will run back and tell the whole town what you did, and don't take no co-workers, because you will be the office gossip for the next 2 weeks. Don't do it to yourself. If you have your own room, no one knows who's coming and who's going. Okay. So I hope Kenya is not, well, I don't want to say desperate, because maybe she's always allegedly liked certain things, or maybe she was just a little curious, which people are entitled to be that. But if you're gonna do it, you got to do it right, and not around a bunch of people. That's not the right way to do it. I just feel like ever since Katy Perry did the whole "I kissed a girl and I liked it" thing, it's like that's the thing that people just want to do now. It's not even that they're actually interested. They just want to seem cool for some reason. And I don't get it. And everybody ran to the blogs and to their social medias with their shaggy quotes that it wasn't me. So, child, I just, I don't know.
I know Kenya's your girl. I know. So this is like, it's I know. Schoolboy, sound off on the WAP being passed around in Charlotte. What? It wasn't Charlotte.
Why
I'm
they didn't
sorry.
call me? Why they didn't call me? Because I'd have went down there and filmed it all.
It wasn't Charlotte. Correction, South Carolina. This happened in
Charleston.
Charleston. Yeah.
Kenya in that sensitive mode right now. Mark don't wanna. She running out there to New York in the pandemic. He done told her. You gotta stay at the hotel with the baby. He ain't running. He ain't running that good peen right now with her. She looked a little on the last episode. I was like, damn, you must need some healing down there. I don't. And see, and I'm with players. Okay, I'm a lesbian. I know I'm gay since I was 13. And I'm gonna tell you one thing. I have slept with many of straight women. I'm telling my business to y'all in the chat. Well, I don't give a damn. And when you do that with someone who ain't really about that life, it turns real awkward afterwards, because especially if they really liked it, but they don't really want to admit it, because women know what women like sometimes more than men do. Unless they know they woman. So I can see Kenya being like, oh yeah, I got a kid. But then the fact of the matter, okay, the stripper said on his live that he wasn't gonna lie on his peen. He ain't sleep with Tanya now. So somebody learned somewhere. But they all grown, they adults. My question is, why would y'all do that around reality TV cameras? Daggone well, somebody gonna leak something, because let's face it, there are no other legit storylines that are going on the show. So of course they're gonna run with this Strippergate thing. I just think it was real careless, but they should have played Cardi B WAP in the back while they was doing that.
Bishop, sound off on the WAP being passed around Charlotte. I mean, what? That too, sexual healing. Yeah.
I like, yeah, like what Schoolboy was saying, like she looks very desperate and thirsty because she looks like she's been dehydrated for a while now. Mark then pushed her to the side and said, I'm done with you. Your cash apps have depleted. Your payments have been stopped, declined, and delayed. So since you ain't paying up quite right, we're severance ties with each other. And she looks very sad about it. And LaToya has been very aggressive. She seemed like a very aggressive bisexual woman. So just with Kenya getting excited every time she sees her, I knew there was something weird going on. And the girl sharing your nudes with everybody, I'm like, first of all, to me, she can't hold water. Because if you're gonna do that to somebody that's one of your what I say, one of your side pieces, you ain't supposed to be putting people business out there like that. Like I just never understood the childish games of you showing something that's so private between you and another person. You're gonna show that on to everybody at the table. I'd have been mad if I was Kenya. I'm like, excuse me, unless it was planned.
It makes no sense, right? Especially Kenya Moore. Like, I can't see her sending anyone a naked pic of herself because, she knows eventually she's going to fall out with that person and it's going to be all over the internet. So Kenya's very guarded. So Marcella, what are your thoughts?
You know what? I have really thought that Kenya liked girls seasons ago. Remember when they was out at the cookout and she was saying about Portia calling somebody a lesbian? She's always been in those. Remember that at the campsite?
Yeah.
She brought up about being a lesbian, and I really think that she really likes Portia because she wanted Portia sexually, and because Portia didn't want that lopsided bouquet, she has been angry with Portia. But the last episode, she said that she wanted to sleep with Candy. And I believe that because so many men have rejected Kenya, she took a dive on the wild side. And I believe this is going to be her future. I believe that, it's all right to get licked. But she should have known that when somebody get upset with her, just like she go and tell secrets, because somebody was going to tell on her. As soon as that girl get mad, she going to say, Kenya lick my butt, my feet, and everything. It's going to come out. But if Kenya want to be bisexual, just come out and say it, because it's of the world today. That's what people are doing.
That's true. There's nothing to hide, But honestly, in the back of my mind, I still feel Kenya's doing this all for a storyline. She had nothing else. Mark is long gone. He's out of the picture. He won't even, accept a cash app from her anymore. He's done. And think about it. What else does she have? She's building a pool. There really is no divorce because they're not even married, right? You can't divorce someone you're not married to. She has nothing. Aunt Lori said she will never appear on that show again after that stunt Kenya pulled in Detroit. That was the end of that. So all she has are her co-stars to film with, and Slim Pickens for a storyline. So Drew Sidora also kind of, backed up this tea when she filled in for Portia recently on the Bravo chat room. Giselle's Messy Tale asked Drew about the Bachelorette party and what went down, and she didn't give much, but she did hint. She said, quote unquote, I saw some things, but what happens at a Bachelorette party stays at a Bachelorette party. So, she didn't give much, but the expression on her face, for me, said it all. They want us to watch that 3-part orgy. They really do. Mhm. They have nothing else. Nothing.
And I'm here for it.
Oh no. What are your thoughts overall on this current season?
It's dry.
Dry, right?
Right. But if
Glenn,
that,
you concur? Comment in the chat.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts, overall thoughts of the season so far? It's just giving me nothing.
Yeah,
man,
it's been super boring. Other than Drew's toxic husband, ain't nothing else going on.
And I want to slap him when I see him on the screen. So just, I'm sometimes mute or fast forward through their scenes. So, it ain't.
Yeah, because it's mad painful. Like, that man is so damaged. Y'all, never
She
mind.
is too.
I ain't gonna talk about therapy today.
Even Cynthia seemed like she's in a not good relationship. Her husband seems very demanding of her. Cynthia's husband.
That ain't gonna last on. Something up with him. Because why every time they at the table and something about a woman, ooh, let me see, thirst bucket. You must be for the community.
Yeah.
I think they both were the community.
He said it. He said that, he's been a womanizer. He wrote a book, a whole book about it. A whole book. I don't know. I wish them the best. I hope it works out. I try to stay positive, but I don't know.
But these women on this show seems to all of them have bad luck with men. It seems like they're desperate and they're chasing and running after the men instead of the man running after them. Every last one of them. Candy, even with Todd. I mean, she bends over backwards for him.
That's a business arrangement.
That's
not a marriage.
Like yeah. Tiny Todd is a businessman. Absolutely. When they call
but
Tiny Todd.
No, but I do believe that, some people that have celebrityism, some to make their marriage exciting, they bring other people in. I mean,
well,
he
said they have once, which I don't believe. I think it's more than one time. But to me personally, when you start bringing a third party into your marriage, this is not a boyfriend and girlfriend type of thing. This is like a legal commitment. We're talking family. The rules kind of change a little. Children.
No, them tax write-offs. Them ain't kids. Them tax write-offs. You don't care about them.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry, but I'm sorry. Why are you? I'm sorry. After 40, you can wrap it up. I ain't having no kid. If I hit 40, you don't got no patience for them kids. She got nannies. That's who's raising them kids. Because I don't see Candy really caring about them kids except for tax write-off. That's like T.I. and Tiny having an 8th child. For what?
That little girl's so pretty though and so cute. And so smart. She's really smart. But like I said, once you create a family, I think the rules change a little bit, and orgies and that kind of stuff, and sex dungeons and threesomes. I don't think, to me, they serve no place in the marriage. That's just me. I'm more traditional. Plus, what are your thoughts? You think threesomes and sex dungeons and the whips and tying people up and all that kind of stuff, you think that should be in a marriage? I don't know. What are your thoughts?
I like the whips now. I like whips.
Yeah, because I was gonna say,
well, no, not between you and your husband. I'm talking about you, your husband, and a third party.
Yeah, well, so if we're talking about me personally, it's not for me. However, I allow grown people to do what they do. Everybody has their kink. Everybody has their thing that they're into. And what one person likes, another person might like. I have some things that I like that other people may not like. It's not 3 people though. So my issue with it, like I said in my first comment, for me, discretion is paramount. And the issue that I would see with the things that Candy and Todd do is that they are vocal about it on a television show, and they have children that are young adults, and then they have small children that will get big and will watch this stuff on TV. I don't want to hear that my mama and daddy are a package deal, and where one goes, in that way. It's just it's like it's doing the most. Like, you do Stop it, Bishop. But you know, it's weird because just on a Black community level, we tend to be very conservative, at least vocally, right? People do this stuff, but they don't, it's just not on Front Street, baby. All the stars usually, it's I think what comes with the money is boredom. Right?
Yeah.
You don't really have to go to a job every day. They've invested well. They can do other things. And once you've been married for a while, stuff does kind of become routine. And so they want to spice it up. I think it's just something in the water. People in Atlanta finna get, mad and be, it ain't all of us. Okay, it's not all of y'all. But I'll just say Atlanta is different. It seems like every woman, at least the ones that are on reality television, the movie people, the singers, it seems like every woman is willing to give their men passes. They've bought into the idea that a man is going to cheat or do whatever anyway, so we'll just let him do it. That was the issue with Tiny and T.I. Tiny got older and those kids got older and she wanted to rein it in, and he's like, this is us. This is what we do. Why are you mad? Like, if you watch their show, that was their whole fight a couple of years ago. He was operating the way they always operated, and because social media and other things are now prevalent and he kept getting caught, then she was embarrassed because he was caught. So if he was discreet about it, she would have turned looked the other way. And a lot of people are like that. A lot of people, because look, when money is involved, they're not gonna break that empire down. They're not. They're not going anywhere. Candy ain't going nowhere. Todd ain't going nowhere.
Oh no. Candy is his bread and butter. No, she got him, and she likes that. She likes to be the dominant breadwinner in the relationship, to have control over her men. So no.
And I was actually gonna say, when she said they're a package deal thing, when y'all were talking about that, I was like, a lot of people, sex to a lot of people is just power.
Yeah.
And the way she says it, I don't know for sure because I'm not in Candy's head, but the way it was relayed, it came across that she enjoys taking some woman down with Todd. Like,
she loves it. That's her thing.
It makes me think that Todd is not big enough and he doesn't please her. I really feel that might allegedly, hey, I mean that, because it's for a woman to bring another woman in and he don't have a problem with that. That's because he's not hitting where she needs to be hit.
Well, she did claim that she loves her man Ping. That's what she said on one of them episodes. And but the thing is, she's bisexual. She's open about it.
Right.
So she likes both. And that's the thing about it. What I don't like with the blatant double standard sexually when it comes to most bisexual women, because what Kenya said is, oh, I can't date, I'm still married, blah, blah, blah. But she let LaToya hit. That's a double standard right there. Cheating is cheating. If you want to say it's cheating, don't all of a sudden say, oh, because it's a woman, it's not technically cheating. Well, then you're basically saying that, hey, if he messed with a dude, it's not cheating. So what are we saying? You know what I mean? What is the message you're putting out there? You're saying that, oh, a woman can't do the same thing as I mean, if you're slipping and sliding, she's setting some fireworks off. That's how I'm looking at it. Hitting some targets that he ain't hitting.
One thing I can tell you, though, we got a bunch of freaks in the chat. These teacups.
If they follow me on Twitter, they know
I'm going to tell you,
I'm
I'm all about my husband. We've been married 17 years, and I promise you, if we need to leave on vacation or go to a hotel room right here in Virginia Beach at the beach, I'm all for that. I think that ever since I had a hysterectomy, I am more aggressive. I want to all the time. I think it keeps my skin and my teeth clean and everything. I mean, don't I look good for 55? It's because of sex all the time.
Your skin clean. Good.
Yes.
Gracious. So it's lotion for you.
That's a little mask. That could be a mask. Don't hate now.
Oh, child. No, I'm not hating. I'm taking notes.
Get it on the
Yes,
regular.
you know, you put that little mask. You put a little mask under your eye, and it keeps your eye from being black underneath. I mean, it does.
Wow. Okay. Well, that y'all listen, teacups. We learn something every day. Marcella's been married how many years?
17 years. Look at the chat. They're even saying it. Yes, it's a protein mask. Everybody is saying yes, yes, yes. Look at the look at it.
Get it, Miss Marcella. Get it, girl.
I'm telling y'all what I know.
Science proved it.
I'm telling you what I know. I mean, if you want to keep your man from running the street or wanting to bring in somebody else, in 2 Corinthians, it tells you when your husband wanted, you have to give it. When I wanted, that's in the Bible. So that means to tell you, it ain't no, you ain't tired. It's no headache. One time I told my husband I had a headache. He took an aspirin and beat it on the counter, and he put it on the head and said, "Where you want me to put it? In your mouth or your coochie?"
Okay. Oh my goodness. Oh,
that's my homie right there.
Marcella, I just think that means you have a good man, because some men, some of them, no matter how much you give it, they still go elsewhere. So we don't want to tell people that you gotta just that'll cure everything, because it won't. If you got a straight dog, you're gonna be a straight dog, no matter how much you give it to
my
him.
husband is from North Carolina, and I'm a New Yorker, and he knows that I'm a Puerto Rican black woman that will bust his head open to the white meat. I don't play that. Don't disrespect me. If you don't want to be with me anymore, no, honest to God, if you don't want to be with me no more, let's divvy up our assets and let's go. And we made that agreement dating, because my husband was a popular man when he was dating, but he knows for every one woman you get, I can get 10 men that will take care of me.
I know that's right. Well, on that note, let's go ahead and check on our folks. We got a lot of people in the chat. Terry Lynn, I see you. And thank you to everyone that's given super chats already. Really, really appreciate it. Karan Eckward, I see you. Quentin, Social Enigma, Sky, Diana D, to Tiffany, Camille, thank you so much for the super chat. PTY, I love Pretty Young Thing. Is that the Panamanian flag? Tawana, hey Tawana. LL, Corey Swain, Miss Jackson, Karesha, Kaleem, B. Nisha, Zelene, Alexandria, Sky Miller, Stephanie Young, Patrice, Nedra, High Vibe, Elena, Lover of Life. I love that. I really do. EM, hey girl, I see you. You're always here. Cameron, Lisa Boyd, Letitia Boyce, Colleen Gordon, JC, Alexis, Chrissy, Destined 027, Lindo, Miss Sheila, Prada, all the mods in the building tonight. Thank y'all. You could be anywhere, but you're here with us, and we appreciate it. All right, so moving on to Wendy Williams, y'all. So Wendy has a biopic coming out on January 30th on Lifetime, I believe. It is Lifetime. And she's dropping a lot of promos. And recently this week, she did an interview and she talked about something that we're going to see in the movie, amongst other things. We're going to see her drug addiction, her go through rehab, the divorce, but we're also going to see her experience of sexual assault by an R&B singer from the 80s. And his name is Sherrick. That's him right there, Sherrick. He looks like a black Elvis Presley. Right, what is that? Jerry curl? I don't know what, S curl?
Yeah, that was an S curl.
S curl.
With a braided ducktail in the back.
Oh, I didn't even see the braid in the back.
Akeem.
Yes. What was that called? A shag? What kind of hairstyle is that?
I think it was pre to the shag. It was like a mullet type hairstyle they had back then.
So Adele, he got Indian in his family. That's an S curl. So The movie's, like I said, the movie's set to premiere on January 30th on Lifetime. And Wendy says that she was sexually assaulted. According to Wendy, the assault happened during a date. She first interviewed Sherrick on her radio show. And then afterwards, they hit it off. And afterwards, they went out on a date. So, quote, and I'll quote, this is Wendy saying, "He mesmerized me with his twinkling eyes. He flipped the interview around to where he was interviewing me. I was just gaga over this man. And he asked me to go to an opening party, an album release party with him that night." Okay. Then she goes on to say, "And before the party, I was date raped by him." She continued, "Those type of things happen to girls all the time. And they've been happening a lot to a lot of our mothers, grandmothers, great-grandmothers, and their great-great-grandmothers too," which is very true. That's very sad, that this man would do that to her. She also said that they were partying, getting high on the sugar booger and that kind of stuff. And things just got out of control. And he took advantage of her. Very sad. Very sad. Ples, chime in on this.
That it's a sad story. I guess maybe she needed to tell it for her own healing. In telling her whole story, I know some of the things that I've read online and some of the reactions I've seen is that, she should have just kept it to herself because it's been so many years ago. But everyone is allowed to tell their story. Unfortunately, the accused is no longer here to defend himself. So I'll never discount anybody's story. That's her story. If that happened to her, I pray that she's gotten the closure and the healing that she needs. Date rape is a hard thing. People think just because you like them or you want to go somewhere with them, that they're entitled to other things sometimes. I just want more young women to look, if somebody wants to take advantage of you, sometimes there's nothing you can do to stop them. But sometimes we can I don't know the way to say it because everybody calls everything victim shaming these days, and that's not what I'm trying to do. All I'm saying is be aware of your surroundings. If you don't know someone that well, don't drink a lot, don't do drugs around them because you'll think somebody is a good person and that they would never do that to you, but sometimes they will, and sometimes honestly it's mixed signals. They may think because you're kissing and making out that you want to go all the way. Like it's very complicated and nuanced, but at the end of the day, if a woman says no, it's no. And if she doesn't say yes, it's no. Consent is required. And so, I just hope for Wendy it's closure. I hope his family gets closure as well. And that everyone involved is able to move past this.
Very well said. Schoolboy, sound off on Wendy's assertions that she was assaulted.
I think I seen an article or something. I didn't read it. I was busy at work. I guess the wife of the person that she's accusing says that never happened. So I don't know. Anytime anybody puts those types of allegations in movies or biopics or books or whatever, they're saying their story, it's always going to be to judgment. And I think with Wendy, it's going to be in a different type of judgment because everybody knows Wendy had a severe drug problem. And, she's going to always be an addict. So, unfortunately, given her history, you're going to have some that are going to believe her and some that are not going to believe her. I would never say not to believe a woman, especially with something that strong, because, it happens. You know, women have family members that it happens to them at a young age, and they just have to be quiet because when they do go to someone, nobody believes them. So I'm not gonna say the woman it didn't happen to her, or it did happen to her. That is her truth. She's getting paid for her pain, and she gonna make her coin off of it. It is sad that he is not here to defend himself, because you know it's always two sides to every story, and in the middle is the truth. And then, you know, God knows what happened between them that night. It's just unfortunate, and you know, if it happened to her, you know, I'm sorry. I mean, I don't care how, you know, drunk or high a woman is. If she say no, no means no.
Absolutely. And how would the wife know? She wasn't there. So me personally, I would never speak on something, especially as sensitive as that, and say it didn't happen if I wasn't actually in the room. You know, and the allegation didn't come out while he was alive. Sharik has passed on. He's gone home to glory. So, you know, we can't hear his side, unfortunately, but I believe Wendy. I'm going to take her side. I believe in standing behind the victim, and I 100% support her. And it's just a very, very tragic thing to happen, to be violated in that way. Bishop, sound off.
Yeah, it's unfortunate to hear that. I was reading in the chat room what Princess was saying, that a lot of that stuff happened back then. You know what I mean? Now people trying to say the R culture is now, but no. Our culture was back then, where there was none of this, you know, tell on somebody real quick because you felt, you know what I mean, instead of something really happening. And why I would say I do believe her, because most victims don't run around doing this about it. You know how people do nowadays? They just want to have a quick story. When I see people that actually happen to them, they're actually ashamed of it. You know, and they don't want to talk about it. I remember my mom told her story, and she finally told it, how a cab driver tried to, commit the R word on her and pulled a knife on her, but luckily he seen how scared and crying she was. He's like, you know what? Just get in the car, and he just dropped her off. And she said she didn't know what happened and why he stopped. He said it just all of a sudden stopped, but later on that man was found, dead somewhere else. And it was just crazy. She said the only person she had told was her cousin, but she said she never told nobody that because she felt like it was her fault. She shouldn't have been out that late trying to get a ride to her cousin's house to spend the night. And a lot of people that's been in them situations with the R word, they're mostly shamed about it, and they're mostly, I feel like it's their fault. And to me, for her to come out this long, and to me, it's something serious, because she's addicted. She's on a lot of heavy stuff, and most people that's on heavy substance, something traumatic has happened to them, to why they're on these things and why they attract certain toxic people. So I believe something happened to her to get her to where she's at right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. Marcella, first, thank you for the super chat, my love. She says, take care of your men, please them. All right, Marcella, what are your thoughts on Wendy finally coming out? Because she had been talking about the incident for many years, but she never named the person. So now she's finally naming him. What are your thoughts?
She on mute. You're on mute. You still on mute. We can't hear you.
In New York City, she was on a radio station, WBLS. And Wendy Williams did always used to say that someone did something to her, but she would never give the name, y'all. This is true. And so I don't know Wendy Williams, but I'm going to tell you that when I was 16, I used to hang out at this club in the Bronx called Disco Fever. And when we go in there, you get all these older guys that was ballers, drug dealers. They want to touch on the young girls. So I really believe this happened to her. She is numbing the pain. And now that her failed marriage, it's really on her again, because she's alone. And Wendy has always self-medicated herself beyond. not just a little drink, but she overdoes it because she is trying to get over something. And, I'm glad that she's able to come out with it. But back in the day, it wasn't looked upon as somebody violating you. It was, you was fast and you was out there, and what you wore, you asked for it. But today they're identifying with it. And a lot of our women today are different than the women back in the day, because if my uncle would touch me and I told my mother, they just try to sweep it up under the rug and usually send the child somewhere else. But now we have identified that it is molestation, and it does cause women to have mental health issues. And I think that this happened to Wendy, and I don't feel sorry for the wife who said that her husband didn't do it and that Wendy's hurting them, is because he is dead. If she don't know what happened. She don't know how he was before he got with her. So, they just got to eat that up. That he's passed away. And you know what? Maybe, this is a good thing for her to get it out, because Wendy has been having a lot of bad luck lately. And maybe this will help her get over that hump. And I really like Wendy Williams. I mean, she's a good commentator.
Yeah, she is. It's just such a sensitive and sad topic to touch on. I was going to say something, and it has evaded my mind. My mind's been all over the place because, like I told you, I'm dealing with sick family members. Y'all, teacups, pray for my family. I have some very ill family members right now, and I've been dealing with that all day. So my mind has been all over the place. I kind of lost my train of thought. But nevertheless, you are absolutely right, Marcella. I agree with you. What happened to her was wrong. And she had been mentioning this, like I said, for years, but she never mentioned the person's name. And now she's finally said who it was. And that probably had a hand in her addiction as well.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. It happens to a lot of people, especially in the Black community. Like, we have this thing of where we're told to be quiet and don't speak on it. It ain't true. Like for men, a lot of young men that you know, they have been sexually, touched when they were younger as well, whether it be from a female or a male. And a lot of that has started with the promiscuous stuff going on that we see now. So when you see a predator, some people have been preyed on before they become the predator. So you see this ongoing trend keep going, especially in the African American Black community. Like a lot of men have been,
community.
And then but with us, we give each other high fives if you're a guy and you're a young boy, and they give you a high five for it. But with the girl, she seemed, oh, you're fast. So it's a warped sense of humor. I mean, not sense of humor, but warped mindset. It's weird. And it's like, okay, like 1 minute we're praising a young boy and the next minute we're demonizing a young girl for it.
Now I remember what I was going to say. When I was growing up, like Marcella said, you didn't bring these things to your parents, because the first thing I would probably get a spanking, and they would say to me, oh, you had your hair down. So I had long hair. You had your hair down, or, you weren't revealing shirt, or your shirt was too tight, or, your shorts were too short. It was always, I knew it was going to always be my fault. So I never said anything. Thank God I was a strong girl though. So, and I was a tomboy, thank God for that. My hair was always up or braided in two braids going back. But if I let my hair out, God forbid, and something happened, I don't go home and tell your parents. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay, I'm going to bring, who am I going to bring on here tonight? Shanitra. I'm going to bring Shanitra on. Hey, my love.
Hey y'all, how y'all
Hey,
doing?
how you doing?
All right, Pledge, you look so good, girl. I love that lipstick.
Thank you.
Well, listen, just to like piggyback on what y'all are saying, everything that all y'all said is absolutely the truth. We can't even kiki about that. There's so many Black women, especially, who have been victimized and were ashamed to talk about it. You'd be surprised how many Black women that you talk to have a story. Have a story. So I can understand why it would have taken Wendy that long to have that kind of strength and fortitude to say, hey, this person, even I don't care if he's dead, dig him up. You did it. You did it. It takes strength, and it's not always easy to go there. Monica, like you said, you were strong. Some people are not that strong. I have family members, close friends that have stories that they held stuff for a very long time. I went through something as a teenager. I didn't tell anybody but my sister, and then she went and had a relationship with the man who tried to attack me. So, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's a
Oh my
lot of
goodness.
things that can happen by you opening up and being just that transparent and being vulnerable. Now, it taught me to be vulnerable and not to be quiet and don't shut my mouth, but that's not everybody's story, you know? So my heart definitely goes out to Wendy. I absolutely congratulate her for having the strength to say, put it in there, put it in the movie, tell the story, and name him. And as far as the wife goes, like I want to have sympathy for her, but I really can't. How dare you? You're a woman first, and you probably got a story too, and
Yeah.
that's the sad part.
Oh yeah,
So
we
don't,
all
you know what I
do.
mean? To just discount another woman's pain like that, that's not cool at all.
No.
Absolutely.
Not even a little bit.
Right. Thank God we're in the age now. We've evolved like past that. You know, I ask my, I have girls too. I have kids. Y'all know I have children, and I ask them every single day. Well, now they're being homeschooled, but when they were like not virtual and in school, did anyone touch you? Did anyone even look at you? Did they even wink their eye at you? You know, because
Right.
it's little things, subtle little things like that as well. Because I'm ready to beat up everybody at the school.
Amen. Amen. I agree. But you know,
Yeah.
even with things being different now, there are still girls who don't talk. I'm out here in Houston. I'm not from here. Everybody either calls me mama or auntie. And I'm literally mama and auntie to every little Black girl that I run across because they need somebody to talk to. Some of these girls are still not telling. Even though things have changed, they ain't changed that much. These girls are still bottling up a lot of trauma and a lot of hurt. We got a lot of hurt
True.
babies out here.
Yeah.
So I hope that I truly hope that Wendy being brave enough to name her attacker, I hope that that maybe, you know, inspires somebody else to be like, you know what? If Wendy can do that, even though she gonna get trolled and picked at and clowned, I can do it too. And hopefully that will inspire some people, some ladies, and like Bishop said, some of these young men. Talk up, name them.
Yes.
Because why should you walk around carrying that kind of trauma and damage in your spirit, and the person who hurts you gets to walk around scot free?
Right.
Talk up.
Shanique,
I want. I want
I
to
think
say it. Okay. Go class. Go class.
oh, I was just gonna agree with Shanitra and Bishop. You know, I think what you said though, that's the key, and Monica. Like we have to start talking to our children now because we have the power to make it different for future generations. It's not really that different right now. I've been sitting here thinking, seeing if I'm gonna say what I want to say, but I experienced something like 2 or 3 years ago. I was 35, and I chose not to say anything, not to press charges, because the reality is when people find out that men that they love, like brothers, brothers, uncles, cousins, wherever, have done something, I think it's just love and human nature to fight against it. They don't want to believe that their brother could do this. They don't want to believe that their uncle could do this. So I've shared my story with like close friends, but I never pressed charges. I never went against the person because I knew, liquor was involved. A vacation was involved. You know what I'm saying? And I knew everybody would say, well, you were on a vacation. You were drinking. How was he supposed to know that you didn't want, you know what I'm saying? So as a woman, it's a hard, particularly as a Black woman, it's hard because then you have mentally, we're trained not to put Black men in jail. You know what I'm saying? So it's that's why I said earlier, it's such a layered and nuanced topic that it becomes so hard to even, approach it. But
It's
that's
true.
why it's important that we tell our young ladies and our young men. No means no. If you've
Mhm.
drunk too much and you don't get a clear yes, take
Mhm.
that as a no and go home. You know what I'm saying? Because
But plus, talk about this too. We don't just teach our black girls don't put black men in jail. We have a habit, and we have habitually for many years taught our black girls that we have to be super women. Like somehow it's a
absolutely.
crime to say that somebody hurt you. Even if
Hmm.
if a man does something reprehensible, we subconsciously, the unwritten rule that we're teaching our girls is you have to say, that ain't hurt me. That ain't bother
Mhm.
me.
Yep.
And I caught myself when my girls were younger, because I have grown children. And I told my daughters, if somebody hurts you, it doesn't make you weak to call them out. If you hurt
Mhm.
me, you hurt me. And I'm going to tell you about yourself. And you can take it any way you want to. In the
Mhm.
words of Chester
Mhm.
Brown, whether you
Right.
be cool or come out of a bag on me, it really doesn't matter. If you did it, you did it. And we have to
Right.
teach our girls that calling out people for harming us, even if it's us, I'm mama, but I'm not too big to apologize. If I said words that damaged my babies, come back
Mhm.
and tell mama, mommy, when you said that, that hurt me. You have a right to acknowledge that someone hurt you. This whole black woman got to be superhero crap, we got to stop it.
Mhm.
We really
Yeah.
got to stop it, because it actually feeds into the attackers and their ability to hurt us, and see it as somehow not so bad, like we're somehow less than human, or it's okay to traumatize a black woman. The same thing with this struggle love nonsense, and people telling us, oh, go get a man that make 2 pennies and let him move in your house and drive your car, and you stay there with him because that's real love. No, it ain't. That's abuse. That's financial abuse.
Absolutely. And that's also why though with young men, we have to stop the whole bro code thing. And it goes against the culture because I'll be honest, in my situation, I was on a vacation with a group of people from my hometown, you know what I'm saying? And so there was one guy who knew me. And so I'm thinking I'm safe, I'm cool, like we grew up together. And I knew his friend liked me, but so I'm like drunk. That's why I'm telling y'all, like, if you can just try to be in your right mind. So I'm like drunk, and they're walking me back to my room, but all of a sudden, the person I grew up with left,
Mm.
and like let his friend walk me back to my
Wow.
room.
Oh goodness.
And I was more angry with him than the actual guy
Yeah.
because I'm like, you were the one who was supposed to be watching out for me. Like you knew me. You should have been like, oh nah, bro, I got her. But you
Yeah.
didn't. It's like you did this whole bro code of, oh, she's good. No, like,
Yeah.
and then you wake up the next morning like, what happened yesterday? You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So
I'm
it's
sorry
crazy.
about abuse.
We have to talk to each other. We have to not be ashamed to go through therapy. We have
Mhm.
to tell. And if you're going out drinking, if she leave, y'all leave. Don't
Mhm.
leave your friends.
Nope.
Especially, I encourage women to tell their daughters before they go to college
Mhm.
to be safe, because this does happen on a lot of college campuses. And you know what? Your attacker has other people attacking you, calling you whores and stuff, and that's not how it was. We have to just watch ourselves. And I know I work with kids like this, and sometimes these kids is their own biological fathers,
Yep.
and they are afraid to tell their mother that daddy comes in my room.
That's the
Mhm.
worst type of violation. Plans, I'm so hurt and sorry that you were violated like that.
Right.
It's
It breaks
okay.
my heart because you are such a beautiful person and soul. And
Thank
we
you, but
gonna
it's
jump in.
that's
Like,
what therapy
where he
is.
stay
Like,
at? Can we go?
Mhm.
I'm ready to fight. I'm ready to fight.
Okay, because I thought it was just me that wanted to go find him, girl. So
Uh-uh.
Right.
okay, all right.
And
Long as it's just me.
it's so unfortunate to hear these stories because like you say, you don't want to, when things go on for years and it's like, oh my God, this person is a parent, this, that, and third. Um, with my story, I told my mother, finally told her after years later. It took a long time. She's like, well, who was it? And then it took me some more years to tell her who it was. And then she's like, why you ain't tell nobody? I'm like, well, you know, it's kind of complicated because now this person is a mother and a wife, and even though she's a nasty person, I believe it happened to her too. Because the way she carries herself and how angry she is, and I believe it happened to her when she was young. So it just trickles. That's why I said a lot of these people you see that's upset, like these predators that just lash out and just want to take advantage of people. It happened to them, and what they're trying to do is fulfill that internal void in them, and they want to lash out. It doesn't excuse what they do, though. You need to be behind the bars if you can't control yourself, because some of us things that happened to us, we kept quiet about it, and we didn't attack nobody else. But what it internally did for me, it made me protect her over children. Like, oh no, we're gonna move them out the way. And I remember my one of my cousins, because I'm her that's my godson, and I treat him like he's my nephew. So he's my oldest godson, and he's 16. But when he was a kid, she's like, you know, you're the only one I let watch him outside of my mom and your mom. Other than that, I don't let too many people watch my son, because she said, I know you'll watch him and you won't let nothing happen to him. Because that's how I always was with kids. Even when I was a kid, I'll see some strange person. I'm like, oh, let's all come together and let's just, make sure nobody does anything. So I've, it does something to people. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I'm so sorry that happened to you as well. You're such an intelligent and vibrant man. I'm glad that it didn't take you down, but it's those things that stay with you forever. Yeah. And you're disgusted by it when you have to actually see the person and then protect that person. Thank you for sharing with us, Bishop. I wish you nothing but love and healing.
I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Monica, can I just say this? I want to thank everybody in the chat that they're talking about their story. We are reading it.
Yes.
This will give you more power. The more you discuss it, the more power you will have. And I'm looking at all these ladies in the chat talking about it. This will purge you. This will help you become a better person. You have to work on it every single day. Don't think because you said it to us on this chat that you don't have to keep working on it. I just tell you, because it will keep your mind free. Don't be ashamed to talk to your pastor, your girlfriends, your mother, everybody. Get it out. Get it out.
Yes. Talk to someone. Therapy. Mm-hmm. If not, if you feel like you can't turn to a family member, because a lot of times family's not supportive, turn to therapy. Talk to a therapist, because they can actually help you heal and overcome it. Because they have the techniques and tools that you need. Because the only way, people have no idea and realize what they do to other people and how much they hurt and pain that they cause. But at the end of the day, you have yourself, and you got to pick yourself up. For me, my source of comfort is always the Bible. It helps me so much. Right. Therapy in the Bible, y'all. Therapy in the Bible.
That's real.
Yes. Thank you so much, sis. You know I love you. You're beautiful inside and out. And I thank you for sharing your wisdom with us and blessing us tonight. You have a good evening.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, my love. Bye. I'm going to bring on Princess. Hey, Princess.
Hey, Princess.
Mwah, 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 mwah. Hey, everybody. I'll start with the heavy, then move to the light. So, Wendy Williams is a big sister in my head. I've always been a fan since I was a young teenager. I did hear the story about that man's family saying that it was a falsity, and he has children and siblings and nieces and nephews to think about. And I think that is so very selfish to worry about his image. He's not even alive. We don't care. Okay. And you wasn't there. You don't know what was in his mind when they was snorting and tooting and getting to it. You don't know. Okay. This happens all too often when people have their thought of what a person is, or what they do, or what they will do, and what they won't do. And you know, I tell my children, male and female, look, if somebody's daddy will do something to their own blood child, I don't put nothing past anybody. Okay, I ask, hey, is your daddy, you know, my own kids, if I feel a certain type of way, I ask about everyone. Okay, and it's important. And we victim shame so much. Rape culture was so prevalent in the 90s, and all of that. It was, you know, it was a lot. I used to be a majorette cheerleader, flexible, and that was the whole thing. We used to have to wear these outfits because my high school was fashioned after Jackson State, so we did the whole HBCU thing. So that was the first thing they gonna do. You know, y'all whores, they would call us rats. You didn't even have to be in the streets, but that's all a part of the rape culture. It's the way you look.
Princess, I'm sorry. I have
Okay.
to stop you for a sec. Let's just
Okay, I'm
confirm that
sorry.
word, please. Yes,
Okay.
thank you. Thank you.
It's a part of that culture. You know what I'm saying? That it's okay for a man to dominate a woman regardless of what she said, or it's a part of what you're wearing, or like Monica said, your hair was down. You know, that's even in the church. You entice the man. What did you do? Were you modest in your apparel? If you weren't, then it made you susceptible to these things, and you asked for it. So I'm really into having safe spaces, and I think that's a problem with us. We don't have safe spaces to go to where people will believe us, where people will listen to our story, things like that. And it's very unfortunate. I'm glad the world is opening up now that, you know, you can have safe spaces. I listen to my children. People out there, listen to your children. Okay, investigate, help them. Do what you have to do to look out for your children. Do not pick your boyfriends, your wives, your girlfriends over your children. Okay, get to the bottom of what they're saying or what the situation is, because it's very important with that. Okay. You know, and I'm not gonna go too deep into it after that. Like I said backstage, literally 1 out of every 3 women have some type of assault.
Princess, can I just add one thing? What you said, not just listen, but observe them, because a lot of times kids don't have the words,
yes,
right? And so watch
yes,
their mannerisms when certain people enter the room, or if they say, I don't want to go over there, don't think
you
it's
can't go
just
over
because they
there.
don't want to go over there. Sometimes it's something greater behind it, and they just don't have the words to tell you.
Absolutely.
And abuse is not just that way. It could be on all kind of levels. When my daughter gets mad at her dad, and she's older now, she's 17. This is my baby. She said, I don't want to go. Okay. She was like, he gonna get an attitude. I said, don't worry about it. I'll take the fall for it, because if you don't want to go over there, or you're not comfortable, I'm not gonna make you go into a space that you're not comfortable in. And we're gonna jump to Kenya. You know, one part of me says, you know, this is for a check. One small part of me. But you know, when your hot box then got dry, okay, and you haven't had any activity in a while, and you might have thought about it in the back of your head, because first of all, why was she sending that girl pictures of her? You know, I don't send my friends no picture. I barely send a boyfriend a picture of me, much less no woman. You know, you was fishing for it, you know. So I think that she got serviced by LaToya. I'll say that. I really do. They might have finagled. They've been drinking and having a good time, and I think that's might have what happened. And I got to take some classes from Marcella, because look, I'm trying to get this ring, and I'm in it to win it. I might have to ask her the recipe. Miss Marcella, you go ahead on with your bad self. I would say, you see, I put Marlo today. But that's all I have to say. I love you guys. Anybody who is hurting, go to somebody.
Yeah.
That you feel
Yeah.
a safe space. Go to somebody.
Absolutely. Thank you, Princess. Looking all pretty tonight. You got to say,
I had a good day today. I had some good look.
Charged up and ready to go. I know that. You have a good evening. Enjoy your weekend.
You guys,
Princess.
yeah.
Bye. I'm gonna bring on TLW. Hey, TLW.
Hey, what's up?
Good evening, everybody. How are you?
Good, TLW. We're just not gonna use the R word, okay? Can you hear me?
Sure.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
But this conversation, this whole conversation reminds me of an episode of Iyanla Van Zant when she had all those women come together in that house, and she kept zeroing in on this one particular girl, and she said that, you remind me so much of myself. And the girl was telling her story about what happened to her, and she said that her mother was beating her one time. She was getting a whooping. And her mother was like, what's wrong with you? Like, you just changed. Like, what's wrong with you? And she said, and the girl was like, she was scared to say anything, but, she's asking. So, now will be a good time to tell her what happened. And she said when she told her mother what happened, her mother was like, well, you must have liked it because you didn't say anything till now. And I remember all those, like back in the 80s when women would talk about stuff like this, like they would literally pick the woman apart before they even began to try to, go about getting her justice for what happened to her. So it's sad that this happened to Wendy. This is sad that this happened to a vast majority of women, Black, white, Puerto Rican, and everything. But yeah, with Black women, it's like you're almost kind of told to, okay, it happened, get over it, move on, you know? And that compacted drama really, it just I didn't mean to say drama, trauma. It really does, it festers, and then it becomes something like you never even thought it would become. Because then I remember once again another lady when Iyanla and Oprah were doing one of their town halls, and a lady said it manifested in her not trusting people, being real angry and short with people, and just like always like somebody wants something from me, and it becomes like a monster that you never could even dream, and it just takes you to a place where like whoa, like we really need some healing. And Ples, I'm sorry for what happened for you. My heart goes out to you. Bishop, my heart goes out to you. I remember it's not funny, but it does kind of make me giggle. I remember when I came out to my mother, one of the first things she asked me was, "Were you touched? Did somebody touch you?" And I'm like, "No, Mom, that didn't happen to me. I am what I am." But on a lighter note and a more funnier note, this whole Kenya situation, I'm just so over it because it's like she's a prime example of what it looks like when you sold your soul. And now, Bravo is basically the organ grinder, and she's the little monkey out there dancing for spirit change. It's like, enough already. Because she's trying to get something going with Portia. Portia's not really biting. And now this whole LaToya thing, and they're like really scraping the bucket. And I'm not for
She
me.
liked it.
Yeah, she liked it.
I bet you she did.
You remember the episode last week when she said, "Ooh, LaToya," when she's talking to the producer, she said, "Ooh, LaToya makes me feel sexy and vibrant." I'm like, ma'am, when you say the word sexy and you send her a picture and you're trying to defend the picture by saying she makes you feel sexy, you into her. You into women. Just go ahead and say it.
Yeah.
But it's like with Kenya. Kenya's been around since, let's just say, the early 90s, like maybe late 91, 92, something like that, where she's really started hitting. Every relationship you've been in with a man has not worked out since the 90s. So at what point do you say, is it me?
She already
She's been
knows.
there before. She's been
Mm-hmm.
with a woman before. Please, I was gonna not tell y'all, but when I was in college, I tried it, but I didn't like it, so I went back to the other team. Believe me, she has did it.
It ain't for
Believe.
everybody, Marcella. It ain't for everybody. It ain't.
Yeah, it
Right.
ain't for everybody. She didn't lick you right.
No, lick me and stick me. Don't lay on me.
Oh, we ain't gonna go there. Y'all be doing them. Wow.
Marcella.
Plans, why are you turning red?
But if you think
I'm
about it, like
blushing, child.
TLW was saying, King has been around since the 90s. It's the 2000s. Who would have? Let's be honest. If she was not on Real Housewives of Atlanta, would we care about where Kenya Moore is? Probably not.
No. Mm-mm.
So she's
Well,
trying to
probably
keep the
me,
check
but
to
that's
stay
enough.
relevant and to keep people talking about her, because we wouldn't. She never really landed any, acting roles that kept her on shows. I mean, I was sitting here the other night watching Living Single. I was like, oh, I forgot she was on that episode. One episode.
Parenthood.
Oh, one episode of Martin. One episode of Girlfriends. Like, so
Twa.
she never.
She was in that movie.
Exactly.
I love that movie too.
And she had a bit part, a 5-second part in that movie. What, Deliver Us from Eva?
Y'all
with
keep
Gabrielle
forgetting.
Union.
She was in that hit movie Twa. Y'all don't remember y'all black movie.
And she got to be on, what is it, Video Soul for 5 seconds when she was like hosting on Video Soul for 5 seconds.
Oh,
but it's like
Jay-Z video with Jermaine Dupri.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've seen her here and there, but she wouldn't be relevant without the show. So I think she's just trying to hold on to the check. But I'm telling you, they need to let it go.
She's
love is love.
She's now in
love
that space that Tamar was.
Mm-hmm.
It's like what Tamar was when you get trapped. You get trapped in this persona and you can't be your authentic self because now you got to be this person that you put forth and made everybody believe that, quote unquote, this is you. So now you have to be this person constantly.
Like a whole gay man to me. Like the gay mannerisms are just like too much for me at times. I understand that people like gay culture and they have literally infiltrated that in all the housewives show, but it's just like it's too extra and please stop. Y'all get so into it that you lose yourself and then you get mad because nobody sees but that loud out there person, and then you're like, well, I can't get no work. Well, you kind of branded yourself into something that's really not even you.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
TLW, thank you so much for calling in tonight. I know it was a heavy topic. You've lightened the mood up somewhat. Oh my goodness. You have a great evening. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Bye. And too. I'm gonna bring Lakeisha on. Hey, Lakeisha.
Hey, Lakeisha.
Hi guys. How are you?
Doing pretty good. How you doing?
Good. Yeah, this was a very heavy topic tonight. To touch on the Wendy Williams, I actually believe it happened, and I tend to always go to that side of it happened to women when they say it happened. Like Claudia Jordan, she has a lot of those stories, and people say the same thing about her, like, oh, it just keep happening to you. But I mean, it bothers me that Black women are the least respected amongst all races and sexes and genders. It's, you could be cursed out by your own Black mothers, aunts, your sisters, your brothers, your uncles, any other race, like, come on, So I really feel sad for Wendy on that. I would hope that, I feel like she just need to go to a retreat somewhere with some therapy, intensive therapy, and just kind of get a lot of healing from that happening to her, the drug abuse, her husband cheating. It's just like, when does it end? She's been through so many types of abuse that a lot of us won't even experience one. She's been through sexual, drug, cheating, marital abuse, I just, I don't know. I feel bad for her. You know, sometimes you ever want to reach through the screen and just give somebody a hug.
Yeah,
you know,
she needs it. She needs it. She's been
She
through a
does.
lot. And then to top it off, the husband having a baby on her and making her a hot topic. You know, she told that man over the years, do what you want, but if you make me a hot topic,
Right.
you know, we're done. So that's literally what he did and sent her to the crazy house, walking around the streets of New York, pulling her weave out. It's just a mess.
I mean, I'm being honest. Her life would break me. There's no way I could handle that type of stuff. I think I'm a very strong woman. You know, I've dealt with the R word, you know, from all of my siblings are 15 years older than me. And I'm the youngest. So I dealt with that, and my family sweeping it up under the rug and it coming out in other different ways. I basically became a mute, you know, at the age of 7. And you know, but I thank God for my father, because somebody was praying for me. Do you ever have those inklings where you know somebody's praying for me? Somebody prayed for me.
Yes.
And I did get therapy. And let me tell you, I had all type. I had therapy, regular therapy from a therapist. I had my pastors on my back. From my immediate family, and I don't just had one person. I just had my mom, because it's really tough sometimes for that person who birthed all of you to believe that person did it to somebody else I love. So it's really hard for them, and they choose to not talk about it, throw it away. Don't bring it up. I don't want to bring it up. So I did have an outside circle. I had my father, my other siblings, and other family members, church, you know, everyone rallying around me. And some people, the unfortunate thing is some kids don't have that. Some adults don't have that. So they walk through everyday life hurting and mentally distraught and emotionally, you know, on the edge. So, I mean, look at Kenya. I love Kenya. Kenya players, we here. I love me some Kenya. But you can see there's some type of trauma there. It's so visible that is trauma there with her. You know, I mean, with the mom who doesn't want. I mean, that's kind of crazy. She's basically left out there for anybody to prey upon her, with a mom who doesn't want to be in your life. You know, that first ring of protection not being there. But on the other note, I mean, she is in Atlanta, and I know, you know, Georgia's a Bible Belt state, but then you also can, you know, you look up Atlanta, there's tons of swingers clubs. They're everywhere, and they're out in the open, and they got, like, you know.
That's why I said it's to each his own out there. It's a bunch of beards and scarves.
Oh, but you know, Atlanta's pretty open, so it's not like, you know, when people say you come to, like, you got to watch out. They're really open. They'll tell you. I mean, you'll see a man walk around with a nice lace front wig, with red lips on, and a beard. I mean, they're, you know, I'm a native here, so it doesn't really disturb me. But when I have family come in from up north, they be really shocked. They be staring. I was like, look at that people.
Atlanta is like mainland New Orleans. It's the same
San
thing.
Francisco too.
It is.
It's very open. Sorry, guys. That's my 2-year-old. He's still. But,
That's okay.
yeah, I mean, it's, you know, Atlanta's super open. So I mean, Kenya's here. So Kenya's just look. I see this lady wanting love. If this lady can love you, or some other woman can love you, Mark is not into it. He's over it. Do what you do. Don't hide it.
Yeah.
Shoot, come out next season with your whole boo thing.
Yeah, LaToya is another Mark though. She's a female version.
I don't know her.
She's a sociopath. You can tell by the way she on the show, just the way she looks. I'm like,
she's not wrapped too tight. That one right there.
She's not, and Mark ain't either.
Oh no. They both in the same place too.
Oh, we can't
Yeah.
put that on Trinidad. Oh,
No,
Lord.
because I love that country. I've been there.
Right.
Trinidadians are nice. I'm like, where they get these fools from?
Yeah, Carly Red from there too.
Anyway, Lakeisha, thank you for sharing your stories with us, sis. I'm sorry those things happened to you, but you got the therapy, you did the work, you are thriving. Hell, you live in Buckhead. You're doing good. I know that don't got nothing to do with nothing, but you know. No,
I think it makes you as a person, and it's how you handle it. And if you have that support around you, you can push past it. So yeah, I mean, I wish that for everyone to be able to have that support and be able to push past it and carry on in life and spread positivity.
Right, and break the cycle too. You know, don't become what happened to you. So praise God, you were able to overcome. And you are a beautiful sister. I mean,
thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Good night, ladies and gentlemen.
Have a good evening. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, sis. I'm going to end today's stream with Miss Mabel. Hey, Miss Mabel.
Hey, Miss Mabel.
Hi, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Good. So this is my first time using my laptop. Usually I'm on my phone. Okay, guys. So first of all, I want to say, I know what it is to, have the past that we're talking about that Wendy's gone through. It's unfortunate. I was blessed. Somebody believed me. I didn't have to go through a lot of what it's, and this is just what I'm seeing. The African American culture is very, don't ask, don't tell, don't talk, don't do. Okay. So, but what I can say from my experience is it made me hypersensitive. So I have 4 daughters and 4 sons. Every time something would happen with my daughter, I was over like, why is he looking at you? Did they touch you? And unfortunately, my oldest daughter still it happened to her. So you can know the signs and read the signs, but unfortunately, sometimes things still happen. There was I don't know if it was a gentleman or a woman in the chat, but they had brought up the fact that Wendy made the comment she was doing the booger sugar and all this other stuff. And I was going to respond, but last time I responded to somebody, they told me I was an imbecile. So I kind of I thought I'd call in and maybe say what was on my mind. Well, it's okay. It was it was somebody off one of your posts, Monica. It was funny. I just laughed and somebody had my back. So we good.
Okay. Okay.
My point is, and like Plus said, we shouldn't have to be worried about what we do. I should be able to go out and get drunk and not worry about a man or a woman because, anybody's about it now. You shouldn't have to feel that way. I have, again, I said 4 daughters. I call her my middle daughter because it's kind of confusing because of the age. She was very well developed. Okay. And she covered herself all the time. She wouldn't wear anything tight or short and grown men would still come up to her. And I would have to tell these grown men, she's a child. You know what though? Some of them would still come at her. There's also that you can defend the child. You can tell the child, they don't care. Some of these men and women, again, because I don't want to just say it's all men, they don't care. It shouldn't have mattered that Wendy was snorting whatever. That doesn't give him the right to have done what he did.
Correct.
And I think sometimes we use that to minimize it and to also make ourselves feel like, well, because I was drinking, so that's why it happened. It shouldn't have happened to anybody. It shouldn't have happened to you, Blaze. It shouldn't have happened. Your friend shouldn't have left you. It shouldn't have happened because you should feel protected. You should feel safe. And unfortunately, we as women and men now, the men don't talk about it at all. At all. Or they'll be like, oh, well, I had sex with my babysitter when I was 13. You do understand that that's molestation, right? You were how old again? That's not, but they tend to look at it as a rite of passage. It's crazy to me because when it's a 13-year-old girl that's happening to, we consider it the R word, the assault word. She didn't want it. That young boy may not have wanted it either. He may not understand. I'm not saying everybody has a different level of where they're at, but you can't assume that that's okay. When I can't trust my own boyfriend / husband / uncle, that's a problem. We can't, you know, and we shouldn't have to feel that way. I should be able to leave my daughter with whomever, but you can't. And when I'm coming home and I'm asking her after I've been gone all day at work with her father, whom I should trust, did anything happen today? Did he touch you today? Did he do this today? You know, I'm over hypersensitive, which makes her hypersensitive, which causes him to look at me like, what is your problem? Because he may not be that man, but that's all I know. And I believe Wendy. I believe something happened. I don't know exactly what it is, because who wants to bring that up 20, 30 years later? I mean, we already know her husband was a whatever, you know, so there's a lot of stuff going on that I think we need to look at the bigger picture, and we don't talk about it. We blame, we do. I see women do it all the time. I work in a shelter, worked in a domestic violence shelter. Well, you know, you should have left. You can know something, but that doesn't make it happen. I knew I should have left so-and-so years and years ago, but you know what? I stayed because I was this and I was that. And you have to stop blaming them, because that's part of why a lot of people stay. They don't want to hear, oh, well, you knew he was no good, but you chose to be with him anyway, right? That doesn't make it okay for that to occur to someone. It's crazy to me. So, and Miss Marcella, you over there with your facials? I got you. That's the way to go. And I think Kenya is looking for a storyline, but I think LaToya is buying into it. Monica, my daughter and I pray for you. All my friends, I be making them watch you and stuff, and they are like, "Oh, this is a good little show." Little shake sometimes, but that's all right.
That's all right. But, thank you. That's so comforting to know. Thank you. Pray for the whole panel. Pray for all of us.
I do, and you know, just hearing from them, I think sometimes we, as teacups, as you call us, we tend to hold you to a much higher regard. Like, we may not think that you've experienced things that we've gone through. So hearing you and hearing you guys share your story, that makes you much more, you know, personable. I'm trying to think of the word.
Yeah,
stuff, and it makes us realize we're not alone. And I think that's the biggest issue. You know, people always want to talk about, well, why did you wait so long? Because I knew this was what would happen. Right. I knew people wouldn't believe me. And I think hopefully that's something we, as a culture, a whole culture, not black, not white, purple, green, blue, we can finally get together and decide it doesn't matter. Wrong is wrong and right is right. I love you guys. And I love the laughs that I got before it got deep. So I hope you all have a great weekend. I'll be talking to you in Schoolboy later, the Bishop. I'll be on Twitter with y'all.
We fighting the trolls.
Have a great weekend.
You have a great weekend, Miss Mabel.
You too.
All right, see you.
You too. Teacups. So the panel and I plan to, where did Schoolboy go? There you go. The panel and I plan to recap Bell Collective tomorrow. Do y'all want to do it tomorrow? Because it came on tonight. I need to watch it tonight again. I watched it earlier. It's so good.
I need to watch it again because I remember what happened. No, this episode 1. So this episode
1. We was on YouTube. So
I've seen episode 1.
We can recap it tomorrow. What time works for y'all? What time do y'all want to come back here and do it? Same time?
Yeah, same time.
Yeah, I would need after 4.
Okay,
I'm doing a virtual vision board party tomorrow at 3. So
that's fun. A virtual vision board party. I love that. Yes. So same time, same place, 8 p.m. Eastern. We're going to recap Bell Collective episode 1. Marcella, you're welcome to join us because you know we love your input, sister girl.
Thank you. I'm going to start bottling up the protein so I can sell it on your page. The protein.
Girl, is that legal?
Tonight we covered a very heavy topic, and it stirred up a lot of emotions in a lot of people. I want to end on a happier note. Just know that you're loved. You have support here, and you have support in your communities as well. If you're going through something like this or have experienced something like this and you never got around to talking about it with anyone, there's all kinds of resources in your community, whether it be therapists or local support groups. Reach out, talk to someone, share your experience, because you would be shocked at how profound those experiences affect you today and your decision making today. right? We want everyone to be healthy. We want you to feel loved. And definitely, this is a safe place. Okay, we love you. We support you. And we want the best for you. And I just wanted us to have a group hug, y'all. Let's just have a minute to just get a group hug. Group hug. I'll put it back on again. It's kind of short. Group hug. Group hug. Hearts, hugs, and kisses to you, Teacups. We love you. Panel, Plez, where can they find you?
Before I tell you where you can find me, I have to be sisterly and tell the ladies of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Happy Founders Day. I think one of our moderators, Leandria, is an AKA, so shout out, sis. But you can find me on Instagram at scared_of_beautiful and on YouTube at Scared of Beautiful, no periods. And I should have some content up in the next few weeks by the end of the month. Come check me out.
Can't wait. Marcella, how can they find you?
I'm starting a YouTube page. Speak with your girl, Marcella. I need to get 1,000 followers before I can post. I also have a page, All the Housewives Discussion on Facebook. I go on every day at 12. I do inspirational, and I'm also a life coach. If you just want some advice that I can give you, you can call me anonymous, and I will help you and point you in the direction that you can go to get you some help on any issue.
Schoolboy, how can they find you?
You can find me on my mind drew a blank. You can find me on YouTube at school_boy, on Twitter at school_boy. You can find me on Instagram at school_boy_2021. And I will say this, my Twitter is lit. I be on there with Bishop. We be getting into it with the pros. We be holding it down.
Yeah, we do.
But the Twitter is where I'm at usually most of the day.
Bishop, how can they find you?
You can find me on IG and Twitter at Bishop Red Pill. And you can also find me on YouTube, where I mostly be, is on my YouTube channel, The Bishop. And I talked about a heavy topic last night. So be sure to check that out. And yeah, keep in contact with me.
Definitely. And go subscribe to the Bishop's channel. Marcella, Shane said you already have 1,000 subscribers, girl.
No, I don't. I have 209. That's on my Facebook page. I have 1,500 people.
Okay. I got you. Y'all, Teacups, I love you guys. Down below, if you're not already subscribed to the All About the Tea experience, I suggest you hit that subscribe button. And if you're already subscribed, bang that notification bell right next to the subscribe button. And while you're at it, like the video. We have quite a number of people on here. Like the video. Those likes help us out so much. I want to thank y'all for tuning in tonight. We love you all. Hearts, hugs, kisses to you. Mods, thank you for holding down the chat tonight. Everyone that sent in a super chat or a cash app, thank you. Thank you. We appreciate you keeping the lights on. And y'all stay safe. Be blessed. We'll see you tomorrow. We'll be back here at 8 p.m. We're recapping Belle Collective, which is a new reality show on OWN. Episode 1's available on YouTube for free. So check it out and join us tomorrow so we can get into some things and we can kiki and laugh. Love y'all. Bye.
Bye.